large multifamily deals, 4,000 units. Tell me more about that.
Sure. So it was about around the same time as those first two 14 unit apartments that those transactions were happening. I was introduced to the idea of being a limited partner or to real estate syndication. And that was definitely another kind of mind enhancing time for me because before that, I still had no idea how does someone go out and buy a 100 unit apartment building. I assumed you had to either be a billionaire or a part of a corporation because I didn't know how it happened and I knew that I couldn't do it. But when I was introduced to the idea of syndications, where at that point where I could be a limited partner and take some of my cash that I've earned from real estate probably and invested into a larger deal, that was definitely a mindset shift. So for me, I did that for 5 years, give or take, investing in quite a few different opportunities that way. And then at some point I said, I love this, but I'd like to look at being on the GP side as well. So that's when I've joined a couple mentorship groups or mastermind groups that have helped me figure out how to cross that bridge and to be on the GP side as well. So that's what my last couple of years, it's just been the last couple of years that I've been focused on the GP side.
What's your experience been as an LP or limited partner in the deals that you've invested in overall? Have you had pretty good success with the deals you've chosen and their performance?
Yes, I've been really happy. Most of the ones that I was originally introduced to were companies that were doing ground up development. So it's a different model than what I focus on now, which is more the value add of an existing property. But my first investments, quite a few of them were this ground up development. So really the business plan there was no distributions really, don't expect anything for about 5 years, give or take. So it's just in the past couple of years that I've started to see the fruits of that labor or of those investments. So it's fun to see that come full circle. Some of those properties have sold now and the rest of them continue to be rented. And it's just neat to see that quarterly passive income come into the bank account. I plan to continue doing that even as I work on the GP side of things. My goal is to continue investing as a limited partner as well, whether it's in my own deals or other people's as well.
I noticed the banner Onward Equity is. I assume that's the name of your own private equity real estate company then?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. And so now you're a GP on some deals. Tell me about that. What are the types of properties you look for? What are you concentrated in any particular region? What are some of the criteria?
Sure. So my background, as I mentioned before, is I'm an accountant, I'm a CPA, so my brain kind of thinks in numbers. So a lot of what I've focused on from the beginning is the underwriting side of trying to add value both in before a property is purchased with the underwriting and then on the back end once it's closed with analyzing the financials and the performance once it's work in the business plan. But I've also focused on the capital raising side of things. I've found that I enjoy it. I've had some pretty good success sharing what I've learned over the last 21 years or so with friends and coworkers and family members. So those are the things that I've been focusing on now. And in terms of where I invest, I've been able to rely on, again, the team that we talked about first, been able to rely on team members to go out and find the properties and to help figure out where to even look at what property makes sense from a physical location standpoint, that kind of thing. I've had the opportunity to be on 5 or 6 different deals so far as a general partner, and they're literally from coast to coast, from the South Carolina, Georgia to California and Ohio and New York. So from a location standpoint, for my thought is, numbers work, then it kind of the fundamentals of the deal itself work, then I don't really care, to be honest, if it's in a red state or a blue state. I landlord friendly state certainly, but if numbers work, in my mind.
No, a lot of investors. I think that's one of the benefits. Also, is when you're talking about syndication, is you don't have to always invest in your backyard. You can invest across regions and your diversification, right? Because if you're like, for instance, I'm in Texas, but I only do Texas deals. Well, at some point, if the Texas economy, nosedive, well, all my deals will underperform. But if you're diversified across different regions, you have a region's really outperforming, region that underperforms. But in the end, your performance should, average. So I like that approach, and also diversification, asset classes. But I think has been, for the most part, I think it's been your niche, right? Multifamily.
It's what I've been focusing on, yeah, the last, a limited partner mostly with multifamily, also with some senior housing and industrial. But certainly as a GP, that's my focus is on the multifamily side.